Little Miss Heifer by Roger Hargreaves. Little Miss Heifer was one of those people who loved to help other people, but who end up helping nobody. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for instance, like the time when one of Mr. Toad's shoelaces came undone. Now, if you're poor as Mr. Toad, tying your shoelaces isn't the easiest thing in the world. As you can imagine. Let me help, cried Little Miss Heifer, rushing up. Then somehow she managed to tie Mr. Toad's shoelace together, and he fell over. And if you're as tall as Mr. Toad, falling over hurts. Bang! Ouch, he said, rubbing his head. Let me help, cried Little Miss Heifer, and rushed up to get some sticking plaster. And she rushed back and stuck it on Mr. Toad over his mouth. He said. He was trying to say, take it off. But that's rather difficult to do with sticking plaster stuck over your mouth. Little Miss Heifer looked at him with concern. Let me help, she cried, and ripped the sticking plaster off his mouth. Ouch! He cried. That hurt. Would you like me to get some cream for your sore mouth? She asked anxiously. No, he groaned. Go away. Now do you know what I mean about people like Little Miss Heifer who help nobody? Last year in April, I think it was, Mr. Happy woke up feeling not very well. The doctor had to be called, and he came to Mr. Happy's house, which is on a hill by a lake. Oh dear, said the doctor when he saw Mr. Happy. Miss Legs. Mr. Happy's face fell. Now you're to stay tucked up nice and warm in bed, and get lots of rest, and take this medicine 3 times a day, said the doctor, and went. Mr. Happy settled down to sleep. He had just fallen asleep when there was a loud knock on his front door. Oh dear, groaned Mr. Happy, and staggered off to open it. You can guess who it was, can you? I come to help, she cried. But, protested Mr. Happy. But nothing, cried Little Miss Heifer. Now get off to bed while I get on with everything. She looked around. This place needs a good clean, she said. Mr. Happy had just dropped off to sleep again when Miss Heifer poked her head round his bedroom door. Have you got a scrubbing brush? She asked, for Mr. Happy had to get up and show her where it was, and then he went back to bed to sleep. Mr. Miss Heifer stepped back to near the kitchen floor. She just scrubbed and trod on the stove, and fell head over heels, and got her head stuck in the bucket. And because she couldn't see where she was going, walked into a shelf full of saucepans, which fell all over the floor with a terrible clatter. And because she couldn't see where she was going, Little Miss Heifer stepped in one of the saucepans and got it stuck on her foot. And because she had to hop, she fell against the refrigerator door, which flew open and everything inside fell out, all over Little Miss Heifer. Poor Mr. Happy awake with a jump at the terrible competition. He groaned, got out of bed, went into the kitchen and opened the door. He couldn't believe his eyes. There, in the middle of a bright pile of broken eggs and a scrubbing brush and rolling saucepans and a lot of water and spilt milk and squash butter and bent saucepan lids and a piece of soap sat little Miss Hereford with a bucket on her head and a saucepan on her foot. "Help!" came a voice inside the bucket. Mr. Happy seized the bucket and poured it as hard as he could ever he could, and poured. Pop! The bucket came off the top of little Miss Hereford's hand like a cork out of a bottle. Mr. Happy shot backwards like a bullet from a gun. Crash! He went flying through the kitchen door. He shot across the garden and straight into his garden hedge. He rolled over the hilly and veered behind his garden, faster and faster, and splash! He finished up in the lake, with a bucket in his hand, and a little figure with a saucepan on one foot came half running, half hopping out of Mr. Happy's house. "Let me help," she cried. The end.